Welcome to another episode of Behind the Studs, your home improvement and remodeling podcast, where the two most entertaining guys discuss the do's and don'ts in home construction and in the remodeling industry. Remember that you can nail it, paint it, or just tune into the show. How about that? Here are your hosts, Colin Shaw and Jimmy Driscoll.
What's up, everyone?
Buddy!
What's that?
Hey, buddy.
Oh, hey, buddy. All right, got it. Hey, buddy.
Hey, lady!
That was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
You're welcome. That one sounded like a...
Did it really?
Yeah, it did. Yeah. Most people probably don't know who the hell that was.
See what happens when you don't even try.
Little Jerry Lewis.
Right.
For the young folk out there that didn't know what that was.
That's right.
I wish I could say I was part of that young folk, but...
Him and Dean Martin at Caesar's
Right?
Palace.
Oh, jeez.
With Wade Newton and his wife, Fig.
She's still in the rap group?
Yeah, I'm sure she... Yeah.
All right. I just haven't heard from her in a while.
I know.
Shame.
Christmas was good?
Christmas was good. You?
Yeah, it was fine.
Yeah.
It was good.
Most people I've been talking to, I asked the same question. You know, I'm going out on estimates this week, and I'm like, hey, how was your Christmas? And they were like, boring.
Yeah.
Uneventful. You get a lot of those.
Well, you know, I don't get it because, Thanksgiving and Christmas, every family's going to get together and they all complain how they're going to fight, and all of a sudden they can't fight.
Right.
Well, go on Zoom and fight. What the hell?
You can use technology to keep
That's
that
right.
fights going.
Yeah, man.
Right?
Oh, yeah, man. I'm good.
Yeah, no, we did pretty much the same as we ever do. So nothing really changed much for us.
I got myself a tool.
You did? What'd you get?
Got me a Bosch impact driver.
Nice.
Because I went through this tool company.
Okay.
And I had to buy all these. The best sawzall blades on the market. I know you like
Diablo.
Bosch. Makes it better. They're freaking, oh my God.
Really?
Yeah. They're like an multi. It's scary. The blades are scary.
Really?
Yeah. They blow through nails like.
Wow.
And they still have the teeth.
Now, is it the demo blade for Bosch, or is it called something else?
No, they have a demo blade for Bosch, and then that's all I get.
Yeah.
Because I'm sorry, I do get the steel blades too.
Right.
So,
between those two, that's pretty much all you really
need.
need.
The demo blades, man, when you're cutting 2x4s, which got nails in them,
yep,
like nothing.
Wow.
Like they didn't even exist.
Huh.
Yeah, they're really, really good.
All right. Kudos to Bosch.
Yeah. It doesn't matter which sawzall you use. You can use battery-powered sawzall. You can use an electric sawzall, and they're still good. They're still great.
Huh.
They also make the best reciprocating blades for your reciprocating saw.
Yep.
I'm not sorry. Oscillating.
Okay.
Blades.
Yeah.
You know, which are those like beautiful cutaway for, trim when you're putting in flooring and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, they are the best. I've tried a lot of them, and they might be a couple more bucks more.
Okay.
And I buy a pack of them.
Yep.
But I can tell you, man,
they last.
Cutting nails, everything with those things. They last a long, long time.
Good.
The secret of using all those blades in anything you use, I watched some carpenters do it, even with drill bits. They put their guts into it where you're not supposed to. You don't have to.
Okay.
You let the blade do the job.
Sure.
Put it there, and you actually get more of an accurate cut. It doesn't bounce.
Right.
And it cuts it, and it's done. Could you imagine if you had like a dentist or a surgeon working on you, and he's stepping into it, man? He's like leaning into your tooth.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow.
That wouldn't be good.
No?
Huh.
Terrifying.
Yes.
Let me just cut that knee off right here. No.
So you like your Bosch, the impact driver?
I like that.
Yeah.
I like everything. Like I said, I'm a Milwaukee guy, but
Right.
I've never been ever disappointed with the Bosch.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it's battery, obviously.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What's the voltage on their batteries now?
That's it. That's an 18.
18.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's an
good.
18.
Yeah.
It's slimmer than the Milwaukees are the. I don't know how much thicker the Milwaukee battery is going to get because they go from like 2 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, 8 hour, 10. Jesus, the thing is heavier than the tool.
There's going to be something that's attached like a wheelbarrow behind it. You're
Right,
going to
yeah.
wheel it around.
But the big thick batteries really, they're for like when you buy the miter saw.
Yeah.
I would have
Oh, yeah.
And the table saw.
Where you need the juice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or your work light, I still have my work light when they first
Yeah.
came out. Those freaking things are awesome, dude.
That's great.
I'm going to buy the radio
Oh, you are?
because I heard the radio was great.
For which one? For Bosch? Or
No,
Milwaukee?
for Milwaukee.
Okay.
The work radio.
I know the DeWalt one was pretty good. I mean, most of my guys have that.
One of the guys who was working with me this week, he used the Milwaukee radio, and he said he went to a concert,
Mm.
and it was like it wasn't virtual, but it was like you could use your speakers.
Mm.
He bought 4 Milwaukee radios, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And he set them up because they're all battery. You could put batteries on them.
Yeah.
They were charged up. He said it sounded amazing.
Really?
Yeah, and then he returned the other 3. And he kept his one.
That's not allowed. You
I know. A lot of guys do that, though. But he said, he's walking down, like, it was like at a big drive-in or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was, I Bluetoothed in the music or whatever.
Right.
And he said he goes, we sounded incredible.
Wow.
People had all these other shitty mics,
Yeah.
And it didn't. It was like, ha, ha, ha. So I'm like, and I heard it. I heard, Bosch makes one.
Okay.
It's big, though. It's big. I mean, you could have it on a roof, and it could fall off the roof, and it would survive. It's built that way, like it can roll and stuff.
Yeah.
But the door on the back and stuff like that, oh, my God. My thing is, like, so worn out. It's So I looked at the Milwaukee. It's got a slimline look to it. It looks much thinner. But, man, thing's got balls. Yeah, it sounds great. You can plug into it, too. It's a quad in the back.
Okay. Yeah.
Plugs into it.
Yeah.
And then you can also plug in and charge.
Nice.
So that's the next thing I'm going to buy.
That's a good one.
Yeah. It's a great thing.
Yeah. What are you doing for New Year's?
Nothing. Steaks.
Steaks. Me too.
Yeah. No tofu here.
Nice bottle of wine. I'm thinking maybe a couple of lobster tails too. I don't know.
Yeah. The Irish would have a saying at the stroke of midnight. You open the door. I saw this on Facebook. It's funny. You open up the door and you let the year out.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but this year, open up the doors, the windows. The garage door, everything.
Yeah.
Porch. Get it out of here.
Everything's open.
Mm-hmm. Everyone's waiting for 2021.
Now, did your father ever celebrate St. Patty's Day? Being an Irishman.
Yeah, well, when we owned the Central Cafe.
Oh, that's right. You guys had the bar. Yeah.
So, what we did is we took all the bar stools out. We took all we had the tables up in the back, and my father went from bottled beer to canned beer, and he still did shots, but and it was so funny. I didn't understand, but they had, like, the militias would come in, and the army would come in, and all these guys were all dressed up, and they would get freaking tanked.
Nice.
And they go out and march.
Yeah.
Forget marching. You got to pee.
Right?
Right?
Yeah.
And, I mean, these guys ain't marching like down the street 4 blocks and turn the corner.
Right.
Dude, they're going through Lawrence. I mean, they had to go like 2-3 miles.
Wow.
And it was a huge parade.
Yeah.
Oh, it was huge. And we had the big glass windows, and you could look out, and I'd sit up there when I was a little kid, and I never forgot the fife and drums and the big drums.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Hit me in the chest.
Yeah.
Like, this is so cool.
Awesome.
Yeah. They had a Disney band that came all the way from Disney. And they were, I forgot, they looked like they were in like yellow monkey suits. It was weird. I forget what they called them, but they were phenomenal.
Yeah.
None of them were in the bar.
Really?
No.
Wow.
Oh, they were from Disney.
Yeah.
They were straight-laced.
Yeah.
But any local militias that came from 40 miles an hour, Jim, give me another beer. And it was jammed. The bar was, because we were at the starting point of the parade.
Okay.
So everybody all got liquored up before they went out and marched. Wow.
Yeah, my father used to not go out on St. Patty's Day. He called it amateur night.
Oh, go out at night.
No. He called it amateur night.
All right.
St. Patty's Day. He's like, I'm here every other night of the week. Where's everybody else?
Yeah,
they
it's
only
no
show
big
up
deal.
one night.
Every
one night a
day's
year.
the
Right.
every day was the NFL for him, right?
Exactly.
All right, I got it. I got it.
Yeah.
Okay. So interesting. You
Yes.
know, we have a mutual friend who is a contractor.
Yes.
Framer Builder.
Yeah.
Chris Coleus. We're actually going to have him on the show.
Come join us, Chris.
Yeah, he's an amazing problem solver. I mean, there was stuff that was just like, wow. Him and my my brother-in-law who passed on, he was great too. They could figure stuff out that we just didn't, Anyway, I don't know how we did it, but anyway, Chris, I had a conversation with Chris because we're doing the construction up at my place up in New Hampshire.
Yep.
And my south wall takes a beating from the sun and when we have major storms. It is the old-fashioned 1950s drop siding, which has has a bevel in it and then it's flat.
Mm-hmm.
That's the way I can describe it to you. It's called drop siding, and it's lost its, what was that word that Ross would give it. It loses something in the wood.
Okay.
I forgot what that word was. Begin with a T, tinium, something like that. Anyway, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all worn out. So we're going to side it, but you have to pull the drop siding off, so you're going to have the exposed 2x4s in the insulation.
Mm-hmm.
So you're really opening up into the house. So I said, I noticed when I was up in New Hampshire. Now I think you noticed it too. When they're building houses, you notice that there's like a green board on there, not plywood, and it's called zip.
Mm-hmm.
It's called zip board, right? Correct?
Yep.
You call it
Yep.
zip board, right?
It's a zip system.
Zip system.
What they sell, yeah.
Right.
Yep.
So, and it's taped. You got to buy the board. What do you buy? The board. You
The
buy
board
the tape?
and the tape. Yep.
Now, is there a certain nail specification on that you have to like nail so many in the field of the board, and then on the outside that you know
I believe
of?
it's the same as regular OSB.
every 16 inches in the field.
I believe that's right.
Yeah.
Or every 12, 16 on center, but every 12 inches or so.
All right. And on
Could
the
even be
ends,
more,
like
but-
every 8 inches on the edges.
We know our local building official's listening. He's going to send us a nasty
Yeah,
gram
so
if
that's
we
all
get it
right.
Wrong. So.
Well, hey, you won't take our calls, so you have to watch the show to give us hell. That's fine.
Right.
All right. So I said Chris's name. Oh, my God. So any local inspector is going to have his head out for him now. But I said, Chris, is the zip board expensive? And he's like, yeah. It's up there. So anyway, what would
Double the cost of OSB.
OSB.
Yeah.
Well, I would, okay. So OSB, plywood, zip,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Okay. So I was just talking, I was thinking of plywood itself.
Mm-hmm.
So zip is like, what, $40 a sheet or maybe more? What do you
No, so from what I saw, it's roughly about, according to a site that I got on, and I just don't think these prices are correct, but I mean the OSB they're saying is around 7 and change, and they're saying the zip system is about 14 and change. So it's like double the price.
got? Where
So,
are they buying this?
I don't
from?
know. That
Not here.
That doesn't seem right to me. So, but I do believe that the markup is correct. Because also with the plywood, you also have to buy the house wrap to go with it.
For the zip system.
No, for the regular plywood.
You have to
So
buy
the
the tape
zip-
too?
You have to buy the house wrap and the tape.
Oh, I'm sorry. You
Yeah.
know what? I'm jumping ahead.
No.
Apples and oranges here.
Yeah.
With the zip system, when you put the board up, you have to put a waterproof or weatherproof tape on it,
Correct.
right?
Right.
All right.
And then one side of the board is treated with a weather barrier on the zip board.
Mm-hmm.
So when you put it up, you don't need to run house wrap on top of it. It's already got it built into the wood itself.
Mm-hmm.
There's a coating on it.
All right. So, in conversation,
Yep.
this is for your do-it-yourself homeowners, basically, just to give you a little education. Here's the conflict. So I asked him, I said, how do you feel about the zip board? He said, I believe in about 10 or 15 years, it's all going to come back and bite us in the ass. I said, why? He goes, because they're telling you with the zip system, you don't need house wrap. Now, house wrap is that white stuff that you see. It says Tyvek on it usually, or the lumber company when they put plywood or OSB up. OSB up is that looks like that chipped wood with glue in it. That was OSB. And then you have plywood, half-inch plywood.
Which they call sheathing.
Sheathing,
also.
right,
Yep.
sheathing.
Yep.
And then now you have the new stuff, which is called zip board. In the commercial aspect, when I was in the union, we used a thing called Den's glass, which had a yellow face to it, and it was sheetrock, and it was for fabrication. If you were also going to use ThoroSeal or whatever, something else. But this stuff, you could leave it on a building for 6 months without covering it.
Wow.
No, you didn't need any. You didn't have to wrap it or anything.
Yep.
I knew that because it had a very funny front end for the protection. So, and it really held up.
Right.
It really held up.
Which is also part of the
Zip
positive for the zip system is you don't have to cover it right away.
Right.
You don't have to throw the siding up right away.
Right. However, what Chris was saying, he says he believes once it's punctured with the nail and everything else, that if water gets behind it, it will fail. Won't fail right away, but as the years go by, it will fail. Where in the old days, when you put sheathing up, you put tar paper up, that never failed. I don't know why they ever changed, because tar paper, water rolled right off of that thing.
I think probably because if they had come up with a lighter product that was bigger because I mean you can do the house wrap that's 9-foot rolls.
That's
and they're
right.
not that heavy, so
And
you can roll it out and staple it really fast. I think that's why they end up going that direction.
Yeah.
You know, the
You're
tar
right.
paper's heavy.
No,
Yep.
you're right. It's heavy and it tears easy.
Yep.
Yeah, then you're back to square one.
Right.
If the staples. So the house wrap, which I know when I was framing back in my day, it was the funniest thing. If we were doing it in the winter or in the fall or whatever, when we were framing and after it was all framed up and we had the window openings without the windows in it yet, we just covered everything with the Tyvek, and that broke the wind. So you had no wind going through there.
Right.
It's a really good fiber. You think you can't tear it with your fingers. You got to have a sharp razor. If you have a dull razor, it just shreds.
Yep.
It's terrible. And then once you put the Tyvek up, there's a tape that goes with it, and you tape the seams. That ain't leaking, dude. You ain't getting water in there. You can hit that with water for a long time. When I did my sunroom, that Tyvek stayed up there for, oh my God, dude, almost all year before I covered it.
Wow.
And it didn't fail.
Yeah.
The color with the word Tyvek on it faded a little bit, but it was still solid. It was still resilient. And that was on the hot side of the house. And it was the windy side of the house. And it did not fail. It did not pull away. Nothing. So what Chris is saying, let me get back to the point, that the zip system without the Tyvek, he believes it's going to fail. So we looked it up online, and sure enough, warning, be careful with the zip system because they believe, they were saying that, not the manufacturer, but another company was saying it can fail. The water can get in there, and they get to the 2x4, and then you got a problem. Then you got an issue.
Yep.
Right? So I turned to Chris. I says, Chris, we're going with the 1/2 inch. They did mention, though, about the OSB because of nailing. I've never seen this, but they said nailing into OSB, the nail may lose its strength in holding.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't buy that. I mean, I really, and then Chris said OSB is better now too because they have the tongue and groove, so it interlocks.
Yeah.
No space.
Yep.
It doesn't expand or contract, right?
Gotcha.
If it does, but it's in
Yeah.
the groove. Excuse me. So with that, so here we present the other issue. So I don't want to go zip system.
Okay.
I'm going to go with sheathing. I'm going to go with the regular CDX 1/2 inch. Right? Zip board, it's more common now, but it's not code. It's code. It conforms to code.
For energy efficiency, yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right?
Yep. But I do not believe it's an actual code that you have to use it.
Right.
It could eventually be.
Right.
Who knows?
Well, so then, you know what? So what do you do? So say I don't want to do it. I want to do the sheathing. And the building inspector says no. So I would fight with them. I would go to a hearing and a meeting with them and present my case to them. This is what I see. This is what I feel. And this is it. Because if you're the homeowner and you own the house, and if you believe that this is not going to work, and they say it is going to work, and you go, it's not going to work, and then 10 months down, I'd sue the town. You know what I'm saying? 10 years down the road, and I got water leaking in, and I got mold because of that product, I would sue the company or I'd sue the town. Not saying to do that, but I'm just saying, like,
if you're forced to use something you don't want to use on your house.
Right.
Yep, I get it.
I can't see how that would be code compliant. I mean, I can't see why it would be in the building code. I can understand if it's structural. Yes, I agree.
But with the energy codes, I mean, as you well know, I mean, your house can't breathe at all anymore.
Right.
So that's whatever they can do to make sure that there's no air penetrating through, they're going to go for it. Which may be that too. I don't know.
No penetrating air, but you got to have air circulation somehow.
I don't disagree with you. I know. Although we did have that lady on from American Standard, for the heating and air conditioning system. She said no fresh air in the house. Process it all through your system, the filters, and you'll be much healthier.
Okay. I guess
I'm with you. I whether it's just, the time that we grew up or whatever. I mean, when the weather starts to get nice, I love opening up the windows and getting fresh air in the
Right.
house.
So then here's my point then. Okay. All right. You know what? If I have a problem with my lungs, if I have a problem with that, if I'm allergic to a lot of stuff, yeah, American Standard, absolutely.
Yep.
But psychologically, for me, for you and me,
Yep.
open the window.
I feel great.
Right.
You feel like you have more energy, whatever.
Nothing like a window open at night in the
Yep.
summer, when it's not too hot.
Yeah.
It's freaking awesome.
Love it. Love it.
Dude, I got an owl that perches near my window.
Really?
Now. Yeah, almost every other night.
Really?
Yeah.
I love owls.
Yeah.
They're so cool.
They were fighting one night. There was two
Really?
of them.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, it was the battle royale out my window. You heard the wings.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, one of them went, "What?"
What'd you say?
Back them talons up, brother.
Yeah, we used to love it. Sitting outside every night, on the screen and porch and just listening to the owls talk to each other and stuff. Just so cool.
Yeah.
So cool.
It's amazing that the DDT is now basically, it's in our systems, in our bodies, but not in the future generation. But if you were born in the '60s, you had DDT. Maybe even the '70s too. But it is amazing. At my place up in New Hampshire, all the freaking wildlife that's coming in now. It's
Really?
taken this long.
No kidding.
It's taken over 50 years, 60 years.
Wow.
But the wildlife up there now is amazing.
Yeah, I bet.
We went from freaking seagulls to eagles to osprey to loons
Wow.
to foxes. We got an otter in the water. Somebody got pictures of
No
otters.
kidding.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
It's come a long way. Now we got the invasive weeds that are coming in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a new thing, but nothing. We don't got the clams yet, but we were fighting Asian milfoil, which, like every lake now in the United States, has some invasive species that everyone's fighting. So
We still got the lobster.
we got lobster.
Nice.
Didn't we have a lobster problem down here for a while?
Oh,
on the
yeah.
East Coast?
Oh, yeah.
They got wiped out or something.
Yeah.
What was that for? What happened? Is that from the hurricane?
I feel like it was an increase in iodine in the water or something, because we lost shellfish for a while. And it was either the iodine or lead or something. I want to say it was iodine. And that's when the sound was just brutal. I mean, just disgusting. You couldn't see past, you stand in the sound and, you couldn't see your ankle.
What
below
year
your
was
knee.
this? When was this?
So this is probably, I think things really turned around probably about 8 to 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it really looks great now. I mean, the sound looks so much better than it ever did.
Yeah.
And now it's safe to fish and shellfish and everything else. So
Yeah.
yeah, no, you couldn't go clamming, you couldn't do any of that stuff for a while. No oysters, nothing.
Are you an oyster guy?
No,
Nope. Me neither.
no, too much like a sardine.
They're nothing like sardines. Hey, what about
My wife likes oysters though, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Loves oysters. Yeah. Nope, not me.
Soft shell crab?
No.
Have you been to Maryland and had soft shell crab?
No.
Shut up then.
No.
You don't know.
No. I don't need to eat a shell.
Dude.
What?
All right, then you can crack a crab and eat a crab, right?
I will
Hard
definitely
crab?
eat crabs. I love crab.
All right.
Dungeness crab is my favorite.
They are the best.
Yes, and they're very hard to find these days.
Bill's Seafood.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They've got them there? All right. Yeah. Let's go.
Okay. So now that we've gone from Zipboard to food.
These are the shows that
Owls.
Marissa loves.
Yeah, right?
Because she tries to do a little description on the show for the recap when she posts it, and you can tell when we're all over the place because she's just like, yeah, they hit this. None of it makes
Owls.
sense. Yep. Right.
Yeah.
Owls too.
Right.
Yep. Is there another random thing you want to talk about?
Well, no, but people should be checking their soffits on their house.
Yeah.
Yeah. Flying squirrels are getting in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I just had a house. I looked at the guy. It was just like, whoa. Yeah, it was an expressway. Yeah, he had everything up there.
Wow.
Yep. And doing the whole woodpecker thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the woodpecker thing, now they're just decimating. They're doing whatever they got to do.
Yeah.
So I'm crusading with couples, with people. Put out the suet. Get the suet. Not the seed. Get the suet. It's working.
I've been doing that. I tell everybody that. I was telling some guy that. And we're talking. And he's woodpecker this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you really need to get suet, blah, blah. And he looks at me and he goes, turn around. I turn around. There's the suet sitting there on the shepherd's hook. Nobody eating it. And just attacking his house. I'm like, dude, this usually works. I'm really sorry. But
well, you need to hang.
Maybe you need a different kind. Maybe you need peanut butter or something.
You need to hang the freaking stupid streamers up there because they hate movement. They hate movement. I know. Makes your house look tchotchke.
I remember walking by a house in my neighborhood, and they were new people into that neighborhood, so I did yell out, hey, listen, if you're looking for a way to get woodpeckers, this is what you do. Blah, blah. So now my wife and I walked by. It was a few weeks back, but it was still halfway decent out, and the guy decided to fix the problem. So he took the spray foam. He sprayed it in all the holes, and now it filled. It came out of the holes. It's all over the siding of his house.
That's not the guy next door to you, is it?
No, he's the crazy guy. Yeah, this is another crazy person.
That's the guy who had the wild turkey go through his picture window, right?
No, through his bedroom window while he was in the bedroom. The turkey flew right into the window. He had his dog in the room. The dog went ballistic. The turkey's freaking out. Yeah, I got that call. Hey, can you fix my window? Sure, what happened? Turkey went right through it.
That's crazy.
Like, stop it.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Second story window, too, so they do fly.
Wow.
Some people don't believe me.
I'm going to get double pane windows.
All right, it's a good idea.
Triple pane?
I don't think it's necessary. Double's fine.
But triple pane is just a sound barrier, basically.
Maybe.
But you do the deed on a double pane.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you get the argon gas and, in between, and you're good.
I was doing it because of the weather off the lake.
Right.
It's,
right.
So I was going to do that.
You don't need to do, what am I thinking of?
I have no idea.
The windows that don't break.
No.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely
no.
not.
You don't have to do this?
No,
okay.
no.
What the hell am I thinking of? What's the name? Really?
Hurricane force windows.
Sure, let's go with that.
Hurricane force windows.
Tempered glass, thank you.
Only at a certain height, lower.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. I didn't know if you were so close to the water that you had to do it.
No. What is going on with that? Is that's back up in the air again now with the towns, right?
So basically, the way the story was told to me is
recently.
Do you need tempered glass? If you're south of 95, you need tempered glass.
Still,
windows. So that's still the code.
Okay.
However, there was a building inspector, from what I was told, up in the Hartford area, that started getting told that all of his people and anybody that's building over there also needs tempered because the Connecticut River goes right up through there. So you're close to water. So they didn't like that. So they lobbied to have the code changed. So now you don't need to have tempered glass. However, what supersedes them is the government. And the government has said FEMA says you need to have tempered glass.
God, good thing I'm on the show
right?
with you.
What happened to me?
I have no idea.
Jesus.
Get some coffee in you.
Jesus. I need something.
Yeah.
So FEMA has decided that, yes, you do need tempered glass, so they now take over, and their law is back. So what you can do, though, which I have done, is you just go to your local building official, you fill out an application, they submit it to the state, and you can get it waived.
Yeah.
So that's the better way to go than having to get all your hurricane shutters or hurricane hardware and everything else on your windows. And I mean, those windows are expensive.
Yeah, but the other thing too is this is what I heard.
Yeah.
And I heard this from an engineer.
Okay.
Not a window engineer, but an engineer who's working.
Yeah.
You take a blunt force of hurricane wind over 70 miles an hour to that window.
Yeah.
It should be replaced.
Right. Yeah.
Because the seal's gone on.
Right.
The seal will go.
Right.
So I mean,
it's still going to break. It's just not going to fly all over the place.
I don't know how they break. They had a big case in Florida where they had hurricane force windows. Firemen couldn't get in.
Right. I've heard that too.
The kids perished.
Yeah.
That's why I don't like them.
Right. Yeah. No, inexpensive. I mean, I know there is a film you can get for some locations. If you're not directly on the water, but you're in that kind of gray area, you can get a film that you can put on your window that acts the same as tempered glass. So it's basically like a big piece of tape.
When you say FEMA, people just get so annoyed.
Yes, they do, and rightfully so. If you're on the water, rightfully so. I mean, because those rules keep changing. Those poor people.
They don't get your money. A lot of people didn't get money.
No, they didn't get money, and the insurance for flood insurance and what they consider as a flood zone versus not a flood zone. I mean, just it's mind-boggling, and I could see how people that live down the water just get frustrated with that.
Yeah. I got waived on my place because
Yeah.
my place was so high elevation over the pond.
Yeah,
And I'm like, and I was there. We had a flood in 2005, and it was like, whoa. It was like the 100-year flood or the
Yeah.
200-year flood.
yeah,
It was epic. And we're not even close.
not even close.
No.
Yeah.
No.
It was about 10 years ago. I remember a lot of people, like in the old Saybrook area, elderly people having to put their houses on the market because they couldn't afford the flood insurance.
No,
'Cause
it's now.
FEMA just went through and just said, this is the line, and everybody on this side is now in the flood zone. And they didn't even take into consideration elevations or nothing.
No.
So
they
people
don't.
had to spend $2,500 for an A2 survey to be able to show that they are above flood zone. I mean, it's just
Oh, my God. My A2
Crazy.
survey was only $700.
$700.
Yeah.
Where's that, up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why.
That's why I'm
20
moving.
$2,500 down here.
Come on. That's robbery.
Yes, it is. Which is why a lot of times when you're looking at building an addition and you're trying to find out the distance between the property line and the new building, the only thing that they really do go by in the towns is the A2 survey. So you have to spend $2,500 to prove that your structure is within setbacks.
That's why people don't pull permits.
A lot of
That's one
times.
of the reasons why they don't.
I know.
Because of the red tape, they make it so hard for people.
They do. That's why you got to get a contractor, let them do the process for you. As a contractor, I hate doing it as well many times, and certain towns are worse than others. But, if something does happen down the road, at least your insurance will cover you if you had a permit done and it was inspected properly and professionals did the job.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, no, I get it.
Have you ever had the instance when you work with a building inspector where, I mean, if you went in as the homeowner and said to the building inspector, listen, what can I do? Can I do this or can I not do that? Are they receptive to you to say like, yeah, you could do this, you can do that? Or do they ever just get snubbed with you? Well, you being because you're like, you're a GC and all this, they snub with you. You look it up, you figure it out, you find it.
I've gotten that.
You have.
I've definitely gotten that.
Wouldn't happen to be a town near me, would it? Begins with M?
There's a couple of towns that I can think of, and one of them begins with an M.
Yeah.
Yeah. As opposed to, some of the other ones, and I love this inspector that I dealt with. I think it was in it's either Durham or Salem. So I'll give him a prop if he's still around. But he came to look at a basement that we were doing, and he came to do the framing inspection. And he walked through and he's like, this is beautiful. This looks great. The electrical is nice and neat and everything looks really good. I said, well, thank you very much. And he's like, if I was to fail you right now for anything, then I failed you. He's like, because my job is to educate you and to teach you things and not to look for things to fail you on, but to find ways to educate you so that you get better at your job.
He should go to heaven.
I was like, oh my God, that's so nice. Yes, that's all I'm looking for is, I'm not looking to try to get something by on a inspector or
Well,
anything
that's
else.
the psychology of it all now.
Right. It's just, kind of come at it. And, in the local building inspector here, we've had him on the show. He's trying to educate people. He educates us too. And, that's what we're looking for, and I, maybe not all contractors are open-minded for that. And maybe they think they know better than the inspector does. So I get where that dynamic comes from. But, when you first meet a contractor and don't really know if they're like that or not, take that approach. It's kind of nice.
Yeah.
Teach me.
Yeah.
I can always learn something.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
That's great. That's super. I think I've said enough. I think you've said enough.
I've forgotten enough, so yeah.
Yeah.
I better quit while I'm ahead.
Right, man.
I'll forget the name of the show.
So do we have someone coming on the show next week?
We do, and I don't know who the hell it is.
It's all right.
Yeah.
Well, we'll let you know via Facebook, Twitter.
Yeah. Take a look, and
yeah.
Marissa will keep you guys posted. Let you know who's coming on.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah. Well, Happy New Year, sir.
Merry New Year.
Let's hope for a much, much better New Year.
It will be.
Okay.
Okay, man.
You said it.
Peace out.
It's on tape.
Be safe, people.
All right, guys. See you next week.
Say bye.
Bye.